So it should be on reversed. Good, it is. Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to our first look at TASHII versus TSUN. This is best of 3, and our, what is this called? The seeding for the knockout stage phase of the tournament. So let's take a look at what the teams are bringing. TASHII choosing to bring a Kleber CLR, a Shimakaze. This is a full torpedo spec with unique upgrade as well. 12-kilometer torps. A second Kleber CLR. A Howden Lu with, of course, unique upgrade. And one less flag. It's an interesting choice because I don't think I'm seeing... Yeah, he's not using the new hit point flag. There's a Napoli Black with your typical build, I suppose. Reload instead of range. Unique upgrade Des Moines. And a unique upgrade Petropavlovsk. A first time seeing a Petro today. For battleships, there's a Colombo, unique upgrade, and a Maine with probably Halsey. Yeah, it's Halsey. What do we have to the south?
Team Bravo, we have a slight car pile up in the Club Gdansk Cassard. Cassard had to slow down for Gdansk. Looks like they're hauling butt to the reload, which kind of don't blame them. Double Napoli, 1 reload, 1 range. A Colombo, unique upgrade. A Wisconsin, I believe that's the first one we've seen today.
It is indeed.
A Petro and a Conde.
Yeah, Wisconsin also decided to leave 1 flag at home.
And these people one?
No. In the case of the Wisconsin, it's actually the ramming flag he leaves at home.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm almost going to feel bad for the shimmy.
I mean, this is a common tactic that we see in competitive, right? If you know where they're going to send a destroyer, well, just simply send like 3 of them to face it and just nuke it out of the game. Squarius realizing that he probably has the worst concealment among the 3 destroyers, turning away.
What? They're all turning away?
Let's see. What is the Gdansk concealment? 7.3. Kleber 7.8. Cassard 6.1. So Clef is the farthest away, and he's got the best concealment. Wild.
Well, I mean, you want the Gdansk to get spotted because he just pops the screw you button.
I don't understand the positioning here. Like,
are they moving or is it just me?
They're not moving.
This could be bad.
This could be very bad. I guess maybe Squares wants to use the Gdansk as a shield.
Well, operation successful. Get down, Mr. President.
I wouldn't be surprised if... I'll bet you they called a restart.
Somebody DC'd because all of Team Bravo has stopped.
Yeah. Yep. And just about everybody in TASHII has stopped as well. Now, the interesting thing is, if there is a restart called, it was in the first, looked like probably the first 2 minutes, so I think they can call a restart. If a restart is called, the Shimakaze just got a kill on the Gdansk to the south of that spot. Now, he knows, possibly, therefore, that that ship will go to that position again. At the same time, because it's arms race, it'll re-roll the buffs.
That's what I was going to say. It depends on what buff goes there. But, I mean, clearly you saw what their strategy was. You know.
Yep.
You know for sure the Gdansk was going to be by a buff.
Right. And if they've got somebody who's watching the stream, then, hey, you know, with a 4-minute delay, they can kind of get an idea of what they're doing. So,
I don't think anyone's doing that.
I don't think so either. Apparently, they're saying map change because this is set to ranked battle arms race, and maybe they're supposed to be on domination. I don't know. Read the rules, Puddin.
No, that's what we have judges for. I will call the lawyers.
Okay.
Well, it is arms
Double.
race still.
Nope, nope. That's not the problem. The problem is double Napoli and a Condi. Specific ship combinations. Maximum of 2 Condi, Marseille, and Napoli. That rule right there. So that's an illegal lineup, and TSUN therefore loses game 1. So that is a forfeit for the game, and so now they're going to switch over to their the next game, which will be on Sleeping Giant. So that awards. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm kind of glad they just called that out right away instead of playing it out and be like, "Oh, yay, we won." Well, no, really, you lost because illegal comp.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is the hard part when you have tournaments like this where they do have a lot of rules, and hey, it makes sense to have rules because that way you can try to make sure that the tournament is as competitive as possible. Like for example, only one Jacksonville and Annapolis. Yes. But yeah, so unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I understand the need for the rules, ship bans, ship restrictions, but we're starting to get to the point to where, what season was it where you actually needed to have a master degree in chart reading to figure out what ship combinations you can bring into clan battles?
Yeah.
We're starting to get to that point to where
Yeah,
this is
we
getting
are.
too convoluted.
Yep. And that's why I keep saying, like, go to nations, ban nations, or something along those lines. It's easier to remember, first of all, right? Like, okay, no Russian ships, no Soviet ships, fine. Out.
Wait a
Done.
minute. Wait a minute. We
What?
all know the tier 10 ships. We all know the super ships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to a different tier.
Well, and that's another option, I'd still
Right?
love to see a tier 1 King of the Sea.
I mean, even if you drop down to tier 9, right? Like, oh, well, this ship, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you kind of don't know how well it's going to work until you actually try it out. Right?
Yeah.
Or, like, I've been advocating for so long, one ship from each nation. You have more than enough nations and more than enough ship lines to where you can fill out an entire team.
Yep.
Because so you want to bring a Petro? Well, guess what? The rest of the Russian ships are now off the board.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, there's no double of anything, so there's no double Marcel Yank squad.
Mm-hmm.
All French ships. Like, it just it makes it more interesting because you're eventually going to run out of the better ships to where you're going to have to take something that's not as good and make it work.
Yep. Finish the reward path, but you're not interested in grinding the collection. That's fair, FPP. It's a grind. It was 5-6 hours, I think, to grind out all of those. And that's with having good people and basically getting 4 or 5 stars every game. I think we lost 2 total, and that was it.
I know we won one where nobody lived.
Yeah. That one was wild that you pulled it out. You literally 1v1'd the Borg Queen at the end and killed her just before she killed you.
I'm telling you, that is the power of getting that F key, which is why
Yeah.
I'm so adamant, like, hey, please don't shoot that guy when I'm sending my photon torpedoes, because it literally fills you up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just get your shields back, because, like, if you notice, like, every time she pinged me, shields were back.
Oh, yeah, right.
I mean,
Well, that makes
eventually,
sense.
I was gonna say eventually, like my luck ran out, but it's after they were dead.
Yeah. Yep. So, we are waiting for
Oh, they're
game
probably
two
double
to start.
checking their lineup.
Yeah. And remember, if you want to see the rule set for yourself, there's the link in chat. Exclamation point Enterprise at any point is good.
Somebody should make a
Um,
YouTube video about these roles so nobody has to read them.
honestly, it's not a bad idea, frankly. Like one of the days when I'm streaming, talk about the tournament, talk about the rules and everything like that, and then that can be a video that anybody participating in the tournament can use. It's not a bad idea.
The better
As a
question
side,
is, will the
hmm?
rules stay the same?
Well, true. But as a side bonus, I'm more familiar with the rules myself too. That's always one of the hard things is trying to keep track of who's doing, what rules are what and everything. So I just realized that there's a little spot in the overlay for me to put my name. Oh.
Oh, excuse me.
Have we had a giveaway yet? I wonder if we have. The bot is up and live. I think we should have had at least one by now. It's about that time. Um, hello, BioZac and Schmidt Electric. MechVet said, and see, that's the thing, MechVet, right? If you want to finish the collection, you either grind it up, pay the iron price for Star Trek, or you buy the containers and finish it that way. Either is fine. It's really up to you. Cobra, your chat was frozen. Oof. And I agree. Tier 1 is the most competitive tier. Because you don't have radar, you don't have smoke, you don't have hydro, you don't have torpedoes, you don't have airstrike, you don't have submarines, you don't have carriers, you don't have battleships, you don't have destroyers, you don't have AP, you don't have heal,
I missed
you
the
don't have
Black Swan.
main battery reload booster. And just think about all the stuff that's in this game that you don't have at tier 1. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that actually play thousands of battles of a specific tier 1 ship because they like it that much and they don't want to be stuck thinking about everything else in the game. Think about that.
Or you could go my route, have Full
Hmm.
Metal drop you to play a Black Swan, forget to switch to co-op to troll back,
Yep.
actually play a tier 1 battle, and then be ashamed for the rest of your life that you walked away with 11 kills versus a guy who's got like 20,000 battles at tier 1. Because it was
Right?
literally, it was him and me versus the bots, right? Like, and
I remember back. Sorry.
ironically, he did the typical, oh, I'll kill the bots. And I was like, kill the bots and kill the player.
Kill
It's
the
the
player
biggest threat.
first. Kill the player first. Elusive, thank you. Thank you very much for your 9 months of subbing with Twitch Prime. Appreciate that. Your support just made you the least elusive hero in our fleet. Thanks for dropping anchor with a sub. Now let's navigate these good vibes and epic replays together. Your humor and generosity are the wind in our sails. Thumbs up, sir. Thank you. But yeah, like I had my first ever solo warrior was hilarious. I played Koenig Albert on the day that the British light cruiser line came out. So all the ships basically have AP only, and you're in tier 3 battleship that can just doesn't care about any of that, right? I walked out of that battle with 9 achievements and 9 kills, including solo warrior. One of my best games ever. And the one person on the enemy team that I killed was so salty. It was an Umikaze, because he was trying to seal Club 2. And I knew once I had him, I was good. I even got rammed by 2 Weymouths because they were so frustrated they couldn't do anything to me. Well, I guess we have a game, huh?
Hopefully somebody read the roll set. That wasn't me.
I didn't either. But look at that pretty blue sky. All right, here we go, everybody. Game 2 of TSUN and TASHII. TASHII up 1 game due to TSUN's forfeit. So this is game 2. Let's take a look. TSUN has a Smolensk, Gdansk, another Gdansk, Shimakaze. Side note, why take a Gdansk with Jersey Mike and not put Jersey Mike's buffed Adrenaline Rush in? That feels kind of weird. Napoli, Kandy, Petropavlovsk, with reload instead of the unique upgrade. There's that Wisconsin, who once again leaving a flag in port, and a Colombo, unique upgrade. What you got to the south, Puddin'?
To the south, we've got a Club CR, another Club CR, our Marsilli, a unique, like at this point, if you're not running unique Colombo, you're not even running a Colombo, you're running something.
Mm-hmm.
A Petro, that was unique, that's interesting. More AP damage.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Brisbane, Des Moines, Shimmy, and Maine all heading to sea.
This is our first time seeing a Brisbane, I think, in this tournament.
Well, it's interesting that they're sending the Des Moines, Brisbane with a Shimmy.
Yeah.
Like, they chose Shimmy for smoke. I wonder if there was something in the rules we failed to read.
There's probably something. I believe they can't take a Harugumo. I remember seeing something about a Harugumo and a Harugumo Gearing, Jacksonville, Annapolis. You only take one of those, but that doesn't apply because they don't have a Annapolis or Jacksonville.
Well, it
Maybe
looks
they
like
just
Team Bravo is gonna fight hard for apples.
maybe they just set it up that way. Worth noting, the Marseille. Was it the Marseille? One of the ships over on this side has left a couple flags at home, and it's just kind of weird. You get the flags on the Pressicon. It's the Brisbane. And, like, why wouldn't you want the magical hit point flag that keeps you alive slightly longer?
I think a lot of people have forgotten you actually have to go mount the flag. I think, I honestly think that's a disservice Wargaming did by not automatically mounting it or giving everybody an option to automatically mount it on everything.
Oh, yeah. But remember, these are
'cause
Pressicons.
I'm pretty sure. Well, here's the other thing. Like every time you went into recommended flags, it never recommended that flag for anything.
True. Good point.
So, I think it's another disservice, but I mean, it is what it is. I just think people have to get used to a new flag. I think more people are wrapped up in, yay, I don't get to detonate anymore. Well, there goes the Shimmy smoke train, because Brisbane.
Yeah, I'm looking on the other side over at A right now. We've got Pro Aces Marsilli caught out in the middle. I don't know what he's planning on making happen here other than his death. He could have Hydro running. He's choosing not to. So he's going to take...
got caught up by Brisbane radar after he radared the Shimmy.
And now he's reminded of Hydro as he takes a torpedo at the same time the Wisconsin hits. That's an ouch. That's a big ouch.
I question this Marcelli's positioning.
Pro ace, yeah, absolutely. Even more so now that he's dead.
Like if you're that Marcelli and your goal is to get out to that one line,
Correct.
stay at the like H line, go over and then cut up. Like do the L. Right? Better
So,
safe than sorry.
yeah, I'm drawing it on the
Small
map.
and on bacon.
Instead, what he did was he went like this. And the other thing, too, is, you know, when he got caught bow in the middle, he was pretty much wide out in the open. You want to typically be alongside some piece of land or on the map edge in a Marseille. Well, Smallland got into the B cap, and he's paying dearly for that.
Well, I wouldn't say he's paying dearly. He paid dearly.
Yeah, well, he died right as I was saying it, yeah. So, that was, I gotta say, that was a bit of a gift on the side of TSUN, right? Because, like, they had a good easy kill on that Marseille, and then they just gifted them a small end afterwards. Like, okay, we took one here, take our small end.
Well, interesting position for the shimmy, which I believe is the correct position. Considering there's really no radar at A, he could just back up and get that. It's got plenty of coverage.
Oh, I see,
Right,
yeah.
with the clubs going into the Thunderdome, which typically means we'll see them come out at the end of the game when the game is technically over with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just avoid torpedoes. Good on him.
Yeah.
I believe that was a blind shot by the Conde, and woof, that was actually close.
Mm-hmm. The Gdansk has now moved off of A. I have a feeling they're going to try to use them to compete with the Kleber's in B cap. Oh, that one just feels kind of weird, too.
Well, I mean, we all fear Petro's DPM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they now know one of the clubs is definitely out. Ooh, it's... Club CR takes a torpedo from the shimmy.
Yep. And
they
the other
in
thing
with
is...
shots. Oh, he just misses.
The other thing is that slows him down, too. And yes, the shots, you know, that was based off the explosion, so... That was a good try there by Aegis. Kind of surprised to see Aegis sitting behind the island like this, though.
Well, I mean, considering how far those shots were, it was probably right as radar ended.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it could have been that also. We have a dramatic slap fight between Petros. This should be over with in a week. Or until somebody else gets involved.
Right. That's what I was looking at to the south. So the main is looking at the group up to the north. He just whacked the Colombo a little bit there. Colombo
well,
responds.
The Napoli Colombos are going to dodge all these torps from the shimmy.
Oh, look at Rosa Roder's Kleber. Is he going to go for it? Tabby took defensive anti-air instead of hydro. Oof.
See, I think that's a bigger oof than I forgot a flag.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that flag's not being a thing anymore?
Oh, yeah. Tabby is stopping, and he's probably stopping because there's this thing called a main to the south he's probably worried about.
Well, I mean, he could be worried about a Des Moines also.
Here comes the main salvo.
Well, Gdansk Club traded. Maine said hello.
Yeah, a couple right on the butt.
Oh my lord, the Des Moines catching the Petro by hydro. If only you had hydro, Petro. If only you had hydro.
If only.
Well, the Maine's still licking his chops, probably.
Yep. And what happened with that Kleber in the Thunderdome? Oh, he's still in the Thunderdome.
Right. Still licking his wound from the torpedo hit.
Yes. And there goes that Petro. Maine finishes the job. Yeah, that was just...
Well,
Feels bad play there from that Petro.
I think the Petro made a mistake thinking it was safe instead of realizing go forward. Like sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the correct way to be forward is get closer to the enemy because like the Maine clearly saw that. Oh, the club finally died in the Thunderdome?
Yes, he did. So you're right. I think the big thing is because the Petro was reversing, trying to think to himself of don't get rushed by the Kleber. That did two things. One is he got killed by the Maine. It's the obvious one. The less obvious one is his guns weren't available to help his teammate fight against that same Kleber, and so they ended up losing the Kleber, the Gdansk as well as the Petro.
More importantly, with that Petro being dead, the other Petro can now just walk up and get B potentially?
Yeah, with the Wisconsin being in that position is probably enough to dissuade the Petro from just Wing over to B. Look at the Shimakaze on the Colombo all the way to the south, but
Well, not a bad idea.
mm-hmm. Clef Ender just doing a Han Solo charge of this Colombo.
These Aquarius and his Gdansk is just hard lit.
Yeah,
Or
I've
if he
been
got caught
watching.
shooting.
He's been shooting. He's been trying to do something to I think just take guns away from his teammates.
The enemy is about to win.
Colombo sap, decent chunking. Tashi's Colombo makes inky.
I mean, you kind of have to at this point.
Oh, absolutely. All right, Aegis has moved up with his Hydro. He's catching the Petro. The problem is he can't go too much farther from here. If he goes farther from here, the Colombo can actually shoot over this flat part of the island. So that's going to force Aegis to pull over for some Starbucks and wait as Shimakaze goes down to D Squarius on the other side. That's a really big kill. Yeah.
But sadly, you have no caps, so you need to keep killing and killing quickly.
Well, they have A and C technically.
I was talking about the red team.
No worries. It's easy to get them confused.
I mean, this is definitely going to force like several ships in positions they don't want to be in.
Well, and now like you talked about that Petro just walking into B, right? That probably should have been done
Should've
when
been
the
done
option was
weeks
there.
ago.
Right, exactly. But, you know, I called it the same thing. Why go there and risk it? Well, now you see why.
It should have happened once when the club and Gdansk were fighting, because the other ships were not in a position to
Yep.
deal with the Petro.
Well, and they're also looking away at other things, so that's their good opportunity. Speaking of good opportunities, D Squarius getting the resets on the Brisbane because the Brisbane opened up and got spotted. Wonderful.
Oof.
Good play there.
Knew
And then the
source had
main.
distance. Nope.
But the main gets reset, and because the main gets reset.
No.
What?
Brisbane's getting off the cap.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say he can't slow down in time, so he misses the cap.
That's a costly mistake.
And that's because he opened up with his guns when he was over here. If he was silent with his guns, they'd have the C cap right now, which they desperately need.
Well, to everybody's surprise, Tashimi is still hunting down a Colombo.
Yeah, but you know what? He's taking the Colombo out of the game. Aegis now, look, see, Aegis is able to use that flat piece now that he's not spotted. He can sit here and farm for days. So this is a very good position for him now. And cruising is Wisconsin just going to sit there bow in. He doesn't care. Oh, or Shimakaze can do the thing. And Petro even took a Shima Torp as well.
Well, I mean, it was only a matter of time before the Shimmy landed his torps.
Mm-hmm. And
Brisbane is, well,
doesn't matter anymore.
The timer.
By the way, guys, there's a giveaway up in chat, so say something quickly in chat and make sure you're a follower on Twitch. I'll just screenshot that because whatever. But we're gonna go to a game 3, I believe, because that was a TSUN victory. I'm gonna do a commercial break while we get this all sorted out. Come on, game. Any time now you can decide that we're done. You know what? We don't get the winner screen anymore. That's what's happening.
Winner screen? Nice.
Yeah, we broke the winner screen. So the thing is, like, we don't see, like, Team Alpha 1, Team Bravo 1, other than that quick flash at the end.
Yes, we're going to the best map in the tournament.
Shards. And we also don't see, like, number of kills. We don't see the kill count. So, anyway, Angelic, you're absolutely right. If you and a ship jive, then that's what you play, and maybe that's why the Shimakaze was in that game we were talking about this last battle. It really comes down to, you know, like, if you're really good in a ship versus you're forced to play a ship because it's considered the meta ship. Honestly, that's why I stopped playing clan battles. I was sick of being forced to play the meta ship all the time. I don't want to play the meta ship. I want to play my ship.
See, like, you're both kind of ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can play the meta ship, that's not the obvious choice. But if you cannot, you 100% need to play a ship you dealt with. Like, I've told this story many of times. When Pan came to Wookiee when we were doing clan battles, like, you know, time to sound like an elitist a-hole. Like, we put him in a daring. Like, he said he's a DD player. Meta at the time was a daring. I'm like, okay, play the daring. He's like, oh, I just, you know, I got the daring. I played DDs. I'm like, okay, try it out. And it's an absolute colossal failure, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
So I went and looked up Pan stats, right? Not to be like, oh, you're blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, what ship do you play?
Yep.
And what ship do you play well as a DD? And he's like, oh, you play Hiragumo. Okay, bring your Hiragumo. Right? And everybody on how are you going to spot? I'm like, quite easily. I'm in a Moskva. I'm just going to let him shoot me while Pan burns everything to the ground. And that's what we did. Right? And it worked. Like, I will still say this. We got the Typhoon doing that. Now, you know, some people are like, oh, it's not Hurricane. Well, at the time, making Typhoon with these guys was a huge accomplishment, right? Not a lot of meta ships, right? It was team unity and playing to the strength of our ships.
Typhoon in any season, even today, is still an accomplishment. So, I'm going to step away for just 1 sec. I need to get some more water, so I shall return.
Oh, great. We have to do another weather report because I'm lazy. Has the weather changed where you guys are at? Because it's still daytime where I'm at. All right, let's go see if there's any more codes out there we could use.
Okay, well, it's very sunny by us, Puddin'. That's nice.
Yes. Yes, it's still daytime.
Still daytime. We're warming up the house. Congratulations, Elusive Spider, for the Black Friday Premium container. We got 3 more of those that we're giving away over the course of whenever. And I can get my Stream Raiders going. Let's do that. All right. Once again, thanks everybody for taking the time out of your day to hang out. And I think it's awesome. We've got tournaments like these that are not King of the Sea out there, and every tournament brings something special and unique to the picture. So, for me, what I always think is great about this one is the idea that you start off with your teams of 3, and then you build up from teams of 3 into teams of 6, and then finally 9. So that to me is really cool. So we did round 1 and 2 on Friday. We're currently working on the group stage, 9 versus 9 here. And then next weekend, Friday and Saturday. So Friday we start the knockout stage, and Saturday we finish with the finals, and that's a best of 5. Putting the final is best of 5. Look at that. We are doing Stream Raiders on the side, so if you are a Stream Raiders fan, you're more than welcome to toss in some units and all that good stuff. Something wrong, sir?
Well, it looks like somebody went back to port to fix something.
Yeah.
But I think you're 100% right. They need to change the name of this tournament to Voltron.
The Voltron yes, actually, that would be great.
Right. And then we can come up with a new rule set. So,
Now I have the theme stuck in my head, Puddin'. Thank you for that
you're
so
welcome.
much. Jesus.
I mean, this is what it feels like, Oh, you start off with a leg, then you get another leg and an arm, then you get the body.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So what Puddin was talking about earlier is that there is a spreadsheet that was put out with codes. I'll share it with you guys here because it's easy enough to do it, and I'll post it in chat too. And these are all codes for various community contributors, like me. And we got to basically request giving certain things away, and I mean, look at all this. All of these codes gives you different things. Now, if you don't know if it works or not, you can just go into your Wargaming Center and then click on the top left and it says Activate Wargaming Code. You can put those in. Some of them are probably expired at this point, but there's a lot of codes to go through. It's up to you if you want to spend the time to do that, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff that you can get from it.
In the game.
Yep. Let's go. Okay. So this is game 3. TSUN versus TASHII. Shards, one of my favorite maps, not. Let's see. So we've got Clef in this Hero Shimakaze again. It's interesting, but he did so well with those torps in the Shimakaze, but he's not running unique upgrade. It's interesting. We got Gdansk again, another Gdansk, another Smolensk. That Smolensk is not using Jersey Mike. Interesting. We got Petro, Napoli, Kandy for cruisers, and then finally Wisconsin and Colombo. What do we have on the other side of the board, Puddin'?
The other side, we have a Shimmy, a Napoli going to Apples, a Petro Club Main heading towards Chocolate side. Colombo kind of playing middle. I wonder if the Yushikov was banned.
Which one?
The Yushikov? Yeah.
I don't see it mentioned as a specific ship ban.
Yeah, I wonder if it what hit the ship bands. The only reason I say that,
Hmm.
because typically on this map for clan battles, you park a Petro in B.
Mm-hmm.
What we did for one season, but I think you could take a super ship. If not, it was just a Kremlin. We parked the Kremlin on B where the Petra would normally sit, and it was just funny. Like that, it turned into that's what everybody did because it just lasted longer than the Petra. You know, I know they have more members here, but like concept is still pretty much the same. As you can see, that's what they're doing with a Petro.
Mm-hmm.
Small and radars to clubs. Dansk is probably going to radar next, considering he's in smoke too. There's the Gdansk. No, that's smaller radar going down.
That was Smolensk, but I don't see the Gdansk radaring. Really confused about that. I mean, oh well. You got 5 of them.
I was going to say that he successfully managed to push them off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to save some to bring back the port for next game.
Oh, is that how that works? Oof.
That's what I've been told.
Clefender taking Shimakaze Torp of his own at A. That's a big torpedo hit for him. Alright, D Squarius says, fine, screw you, I'll radar then. I feel like those two Cliveras got off pretty lucky there, based on how many ships they're facing.
Yeah. It's what you expect from clubs, though.
Mm-hmm.
Petro is getting B. Oh, look. Team Bravo has got a Petro on top of B's. Ah, it's almost like clan battles with more people.
Yeah, right? What's interesting is if Tabby would just radar, he'd pick up that other Petro, and at least the Wisconsin could shoot it for some, you know, resets.
Resets?
But, yeah. Alright, where's the main shooting? Oh, the broadside Colombo. This'll be fun.
I don't think it will be fun for the Colombo if these connect.
No, they didn't. We've all been there, Budden.
No. My question is, what is the, like, what has the Wisconsin done?
I think they were trying to set him up in a position to shoot out anything over at A, and they're probably not worried too much about the Petro and B. But yeah, so far he hasn't really done much, has he?
That's what I mean. Like, putting a battleship in a position to not do anything means it's in a position not to project its power to make these people respect you.
Yep. And in a competitive environment like this, battleships with power projection, they block movement, really. So it's about trying to find a way to prevent, you know, a ship going someplace. Because, oh, look, the battleship is right there. But if you put the Wisconsin so far back, that effect is not happening. So you're not preventing any movement. Now, the Wisconsin is spotted, so now Pro-A stops. See, there's the battleship power projection. He can't go any farther than this. If cruising just says, I'll leave, then nothing's going to stop the Napoli from just moving forward again. Pro-Ace does take a torpedo, though.
Well, while all that was going on, the club's relocated to Gdansk, popped its radar, catches the club rotation.
Yeah. That's a good radar. I'm surprised that Aegis didn't open up on the Napoli, just guess shots and stuff, you know, because he took the torpedo. Okay, here comes the reload boost. You got a one fire on. Okay, dead Napoli.
No.
Now he can just W away from all these torpedoes, right?
Or
Yeah,
I
it'll
could
be
eat
fine.
them. There's always that option.
He could eat him too. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry now too. All that baguette talk before.
I thought it was the butter.
Big hit there on Rosa Roder's Kleber from Tabby's Petro. Who then
You know, the
hits
Petros
the
are
other
doing
Kleber.
a really good job of trading HP.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's the power of, like, you know, double Marsili, double Kleb, or whatever. It's the ability to, hey, you need to take the damage.
Yep.
You know, let me recover a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Gdansk is sitting on B to stop those points from ticking, so it's still anybody's game. Shells coming in on the broadside Colombo from
Oh. Whoa.
Colombo?
Shimakaze barely dodges torpedoes. Clefender with a really nice set of torpedoes, and he's been staggering them, making it really difficult to feel comfortable just moving. He's just forced again to dodge more torpedoes. Clef's got to be careful, though. He might wander into 3 destroyers. Okay, there's the radar, so they know it's coming now.
It looks like focus fire's been called on the Petro.
Yeah, good luck with that. Christian has decided to take up his dead teammate's Napoli position and fight Aegis' Condi. Like, literally, he's right over Pro-Ace's dead Hulk.
Well, maybe he phoned a friend and said, hey, I could use somebody down here real quick.
Maybe.
Is he going to eat a torpedo? He
Yep,
eats a torpedo. The equalizing lances have equalized this battle.
Takes it on the chin, and DCP is available now. But he is still detected because he's shot. And now
Well,
he's dead.
he's not detected anymore.
Nope.
Something
And look,
happened to him. He
look how
disappeared.
close he was
Magic
to his
trick.
buddy. Speaking of disappearing magic trick, your Wisconsin has disappeared.
Wait, we had a Wisconsin in this game?
Yeah. It turns out if you back off and you see a Shimakaze on radar, you actually probably want to try to move more.
Well, by moving forward, not in slow reverse. I mean, it's an American battleship. Just, you know, I hit W, do the cruiser loser turn, right? Pray for the best.
Torpedo hits.
Ooh, that's going to equalize that fight out.
Yep. Aegis wants to come and help out, but he knows he can't right now because of the hydro. This is a very close game. Remember, this is a game 3, so understandable why it's so close. Shimakaze on Shimakaze action. The Shimakaze kills the Shimakaze.
I don't think Chief should have shot there. I think he should have just
No.
left it up to Aegis.
Agreed. Well, there goes one of the Gdansks.
Can we get the club, though?
They do not get the Far Club. They get the Far
I
Club.
got the Far Club.
Aquarius just comes around and hammers him. Oh, there
I
goes
think they're going
Clef.
to trade. Yeah, they're going to trade like all the DDs. So, TSUN, the only team left with the destroyer. Unfortunately, they don't have a cap lead yet.
No.
They are wisely just, you know, okay, park the Petros on the cap.
Well, I mean, they've
Battles
got...
anyone?
Yeah. They've got the point lead. And as long as they can keep Tabby stepped on the cap, I say that as he backs off of it. As long as they can keep him on the cap, then they win on points.
Well, I mean, one of the issues that TSUN will have to find a way around is you've got one battleship versus 2. Right. Granted, you still have your destroyers, Gdansk, Smolensk, so you don't have to worry about them braidering anything. You can just use them purely as torp builds. Spotting, all that important stuff. Speaking of spotting, Smolensk gets caught out in Petro's radar.
Yeah, he's full health. It'll rub out. Be fine. He's got a heal. I'm just looking at like this Columbo, right? Real King Cool Cat, who sailed to A. Wait, they already have A.
Did you not learn anything from Zombieland? Okay, he's double capping it.
Oh, okay. I forgot about the extra cap for extra points thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. They call it the super cap.
Oh, Gdansk. Oh, why'd you open up these square areas?
Did he seriously start shooting the Columbo? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sure. Well, I guess they just want to get they want to ensure the kill, right? Ensuring the kill means using the guns, forcing the Inky, hitting with torps. He's got Aegis there and the Condi to back him up. So, that's going to trigger a DCP right here. Oh, wait, DCP is down.
DCP's down, heal's down.
Yeah.
Looks like there's no flood.
It's hard to tell because of the smoke coming out of it, the ship. But no, there's no flood.
I was going to say you don't have full interface to watch HP pulls.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Napoli goes down. Like, oof.
Now, that's a real question. Why? Okay. Too far forward.
I mean, he got caught between a Petro and a main.
Yeah.
And like I said, like there's the hurdle you need to overcome. Like the battleships can potentially just yeet these cruisers still.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then you've got
Why, Tabby?
So, this is what I was about to talk about, and then this is a prime example. A lot of players, when they don't know what to do, their default decision is to move forward and advance. And when you move forward and advance, you put yourself in positions to get one shot at like what just happened. And all of a sudden you go from, well, guys, we got this in the bag to, oh my God, we're going to lose.
But I mean, I just want to point out, like, what's gotten these last two kills to, like, flip this around, like the battleships, like,
Of course.
as much as like when you go into comp, it's really about the cruiser DPM and what your cruisers can do. Mm-hmm. DDs have the equalizing lances, and battleships have the shells. Mm-hmm. Right, like their job is to spot by being shot at. Most people call it tanking. Mm-hmm. But you keep the cruisers in check. Oh, I like this. By the main, he loaded the HE for the Columbo.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
I mean, it makes sense, right? The Columbo's just sitting there, bow onto him.
I mean, get the DCP out.
Mm-hmm.
Right, even this clan battle season, I tell my cruiser, stop shooting freaking AP. They're baiting you. Just get a fire. Mm-hmm. Get one sticky fire, right? Get his DCP down, get another fire. Then, if you need to, switch to AP. But get the fire.
All right, Columbo finally goes down. That's going to allow Squarius to go into the A cap and pick that point up. That's very important.
That's huge. Because now it's Columbo versus Petro Main.
Yeah, so he's dead. I mean, he's out of smokes, he's out of DCP, he's out of heal, and he's moving forward. Like, there's no reason for him to be moving forward. He was literally bow away, right? He was kiting away. He literally turned and went in. And he didn't have to do that. He could have just sat there and just kited away as necessary.
Well, I mean,
who cares if they get the B cap?
Here's the funny thing. Not having that Columbo flipped the points to where they went on one cap.
Yeah, well, Invexus is now in trouble on radar with 2 Petros looking at him.
Oh, he'll be fine. Look, he's getting right next to an island to rub some dirt on it.
Ah, okay, cool. And I'm sure the main is reloading as well. AP.
Well, he's running the unique upgrades for the Petro, so yeah, why not AP? There goes the main shots. Main waste for the
And-
shots because Petro secondaries are OP.
This is probably the biggest throw that we've seen this tournament so far.
You know, I hate saying throw. I prefer to go with actually questionable decision making.
Okay. This
Right,
battle
the
had the
reason
most questionable decision making.
Well, I mean, the reason I say throw is because you intentionally did something you know to be stupid, like in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, you intentionally knew. Did the Colombo have to go forward? No. Did he throw a ship away? I hate to say possibly yes. But what was he told to do? You know, like in his situation with his options.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I would say like the only thing you could say would be a throw would be the Colombo, but like everything else is just it's a questionable decision. Like why are you doing that now? Like what was the idea behind this decision?
Well, and I think a lot of that comes down to, the competitive teams as well. Like, if you have a lot of experience playing clan battles at a high level, you understand the importance of not sticking your neck out, essentially, right, to then get hammered. Which happened twice in this game on TSUN. So, like, there's a certain feel of, okay, the game is over, we got this, fine, but how do we make sure we don't lose, right? How do we make sure nobody dies in the process of what we think in our mind is cleanup?
Ooh, Team Bravo wins. That's the important thing.
Team Bravo is indeed the winner. As we'll get a screenshot of, I don't know, these 2 guys here chilling.
You know what I think is funny or interesting to point out? The last 3 ships for Team Bravo were all from the same clan. Right?
Okay.
So, like, those guys know how to work well together. So there was none of this,